Lakewood is a beautiful and growing city of about 145,000 residents. And like most cities its size, Lakewood has property codes to help protect the quality of life and property values here. Lakewood's municipal code and zoning ordinances provide regulations to safeguard life, health, property, and the public's welfare. Did you know there are laws about how many pets you can have in your home or on your property? There are also laws that restrict the height of grass on properties. These are just two examples found in Lakewood's municipal code and zoning ordinance, and if you live in Lakewood or own a building here, these property codes apply to you.
We're looking at the 13th Avenue corridor here.
In this video, you'll learn about property codes and how to comply with them. For the most part, complying with property codes is easy and requires only a common sense approach to maintaining your property. Property codes can be divided into two basic areas: codes for your home and codes for the things you park around your property, such as your vehicles, recreational vehicles, and trailers. Address numbers are required to be displayed on all residences, as well as offices and commercial buildings. These numbers should be 4 to 12 inches in height and be a contrasting color to the background behind them. Address numbers should also be clearly visible from public streets, drives, and alleys. There is a property code for animals that states that you can have no more than 5 household pets, and of that 5, no more than 3 of the same species are allowed. For example, 2 dogs, 2 cats, 1 rabbit. Animals are not allowed to bark or howl excessively, and animal feces must be picked up regularly and not cause excessive odor. The 5-animal restriction does not include fish. Huh? What? Hey guys! Woo!
Oh,
Yeah.
sweet!
Cool, man. Awesome! Another property code relates to fences. A fence permit is required if you are building a new fence or replacing 8 linear feet or more of fencing. Graffiti, also known as tagging, is a crime, and there are property codes for cleaning up graffiti. The city is responsible for removing graffiti from all city property, and businesses and homeowners are responsible for removing graffiti from their property. City code requires that property owners remove graffiti within 5 days of tagging. If you have any questions about how to do this or are physically unable to remove the graffiti, call Lakewood Code Enforcement at 303-987-7566.
City of Lakewood Community Code Enforcement, this is Brian.
Graffiti lowers property values and can give the perception that a neighborhood is no longer a safe place to live and play. It is now illegal for minors to buy or possess spray paint, nozzles, broad-tip markers, paint pens, or other substances capable of defacing property. If you see graffiti in progress, call 911. If you want to report graffiti on public or private property, call 303-987-7111. You can also file an online report at www.lakewood.org and click Crime Reporting. There is a property code that describes what kind of things may be stored outside your property. Tires, auto parts, waste building materials, trash, and indoor furniture are not allowed. Store these items in your garage or in a storage shed. Typical outdoor furniture, toys, and barbecue grills are allowed. Another property code relates to snow removal. Residents and business owners are required to remove snow from their sidewalks within 24 hours of the snowfall ending. You may call 303-987-7975 to report a sidewalk that has not been cleared. Trash is not allowed to accumulate on private property and must be removed weekly. Place your trash containers by the curb no more than 48 hours before collection time. There are also property codes for trees, bushes, weeds, and grass that are obvious and easy to follow. Trees and bushes are not allowed to obstruct public street signs or sidewalks and other public right-of-ways. To report an obstruction, call the City of Lakewood Forestry Division at 720-963-5240. Weeds and grass on residential and commercial properties should not be any higher than 6 inches. Vegetation on vacant lots must not exceed 12 inches. The second major category of property codes relates to the vehicles and trailers that people park around their property. The residential parking code allows you to have as many as 7 vehicles on a single-family residential property. 4 vehicles per unit are allowed on duplex properties. All vehicles must be parked on an improved surface such as concrete, asphalt, or gravel. Only operable vehicles that run, have inflated tires, and current license plates may be parked on the street. A maximum of 2 inoperable vehicles may be parked on residential property in the side yard or backyard, but must be screened from public view by a privacy fence or fitted car cover. Those vehicles must also be parked on an improved surface. If that surface is gravel, the gravel must be at least 3 inches deep and kept free of weeds and other vegetation. 1 commercial vehicle may be parked on a residential property, but a commercial vehicle may not be parked on city streets. Certain kinds of commercial vehicles are not allowed on residential property. They include semi-trucks, dump trucks, buses, vehicles weighing more than 20,000 pounds, and vehicles 30 feet or longer and 10 or more feet in height. For more information on residential parking, read the Property Codes Made Easy brochure, available online at www.lakewood.org/code enforcement. The quick link to view the brochure will be on the right side of the page. Now let's talk about boat, horse, and utility trailers. If you have any of these trailers, you should know that they count as a vehicle in terms of the 7 vehicles you're allowed to have on your single-family residential property. There are additional restrictions on trailers parked in the front yard of a home. No more than 2 trailers are allowed, or 1 trailer and 1 recreational vehicle may be parked in the front yard. These vehicles must be parked on concrete, asphalt, or gravel that is at least 3 inches deep. The length, height, and weight restrictions that apply to commercial vehicles do not apply to recreational vehicles such as motorhomes or large camping trailers. As of July of 2010, it is illegal to park a recreational vehicle or commercial vehicle longer than 25 feet on the street unless those vehicles are providing services to a property within 200 feet of where they are parked. Owners of RVs may park their vehicles in front of their homes on the street to load or unload for a maximum of 48 hours. A one-time extension for parking an RV may be granted once a year. This extension could be used for guests parking an RV on the street for up to 2 weeks. If you own an RV, you may park it in your driveway indefinitely, but it must be currently licensed. Trailers, boats, and other vehicles that are not self-propelled are restricted from parking in front of a residential lot for more than 6 hours. Sorry, but moving those vehicles down the street or to another street does not put an RV owner in compliance with the law. Violations of this law can result in a citation and impoundment of the vehicle in question. Remember that property codes are in place to protect you and the value of your property. When our homes and businesses look nice, our community shines. Together, we can build an attractive and sustainable Lakewood for coming generations. For more information about property codes, contact Community Code Enforcement at 303-987-7566.